Jinder Mahal and Xia Li, also Zion Quinn, they have been released from the WWE. Jinder Mahal especially took to Twitter to say free agent 90 days. So he's looking to keep working here. You know, he got his severance, but he's not just going to sit on his rear end there. He wants to keep working. Let's see what he can do. He still seems to have a career ahead of him. It seems like he's in pretty good shape. Xia Li, the same thing. She looks like she's in shape. We haven't seen much of her on SmackDown or on Raw, but from what we saw of her, I mean, it looks like she can work. She was lower card, but that doesn't mean you're a bad professional wrestler. It just means that they don't have much for you to do. You know, it's better to be lower card and on TV than for them to forget about you.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal had an interesting career. He was out of the WWE, and then he was in the Indies, and then he got really jacked, and they brought him back in. And when they brought him back in, he got the opportunity to win the WWE title because they were trying to develop themselves in India.
Yes.
Now, Jinder Mahal is from Canada, but he looked Indian enough, I guess, to them that they were like, "Oh yeah, he could be our Indian star."
But in WWE world, he's Indian.
Oh yeah, of course, right. I mean, this was back in the Vince days too, so God knows what those conversations were like. But Jinder he made the most of his opportunity when he got rehired to the WWE, and he's been with them since. Yeah. So it always sucks when people get laid off, and I don't know why they always seem to just do this. They have like these cuts every year, but I think
they bring new people in every year. So unless you want the roster to just keep growing and growing, even though that's the same amount of TV.
Exactly. That's a great point. There's always new up and coming stars, and they kind of fill in and replace the other people. And I think it's just the nature of the business, right? You've only got like a couple of the people way up at the top, and then you have new guys coming in, and then the guys up in the middle, mid card, kind of get shoved out, or even mid to bottom card. He kind of
was. It's competitive. These are the major leagues.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good point.
You know, you've got to. Wrestling is fake. Wrestling, it's not only athletic as a sport, but it's competitive the way any sort of sport would be, in that you're vying for fan interest. You're vying for TV time. You're vying for your spot in the company as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Even though the entertainers are wrestlers, you're vying for fan interest for maintaining your spot on the roster. It's competitive. It's like any other business that's competitive. It's not only competitive in the sense that it's athletic, and you have to be formidable as an athlete to do it, but it's competitive as you're at the top of your industry.
Yeah, and
there's only so many people who can be in the WWE at any one time.
And if I'm not mistaken here, I think Jinder Mahal kind of got into it with Tony Khan.
Yes, he last time we saw him was a January 15th episode of Raw, where he lost a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match to Seth Rollins. This match didn't sit well with AEW president Tony Khan, who got into a Twitter spat with Mahal. This does not prevent Tony Khan from bringing in Jinder Mahal, does it? In fact, this might be fun.
Yeah.
If Jinder Mahal shows up in AEW. Like, hey, I got a problem with your boss around here.
Yeah, so that little spat might have costed him maybe, or it could either cost or help him, getting signed by AEW. But there's New Japan, there's TNA, there's, a couple other places he could go. And then, like, he's also, speaking of nest eggs, he's 37, so I'm hoping he pocketed some of that WWE money, especially that champ money, and he has a nice little nest egg for himself. In addition to that, it is what it is. There's a lot of other wrestling out there now that's big enough that he can kind of make some money off of, so hopefully he continues, and it looks like he is going to.
There are other jobs available. Briefly, since you brought it up, and I think it's a great point, WWE tries not to get into spats with AEW and other wrestling promotions because WWE is seen as the market leader, and it's punching down.
Yeah.
There's no way they can look good doing that. The other companies, though, because they're not the market leader, it doesn't come off the same way if they punch up.
Yeah, for
at
sure.
the WWE.
Uh-huh.
So like Tony Khan punching up at WWE here, probably, I mean, that's not a bad thing necessarily for Tony Khan, but for Jinder Mahal to be punching down, yeah, maybe WWE behind the scenes says, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't legitimize them. No.
Yeah.
They come to us. We don't go down to them.
To be fair, I know that's the thinking, but Triple H definitely has just said some stuff about AEW that have been insults. Like
They hint at it.
yeah. So, but maybe they don't want him doing it, right? They're like,
Right.
no, not you, Jinder. This is only when we decide it. When we want to throw mud, or we want to become very petty. It's always stupid when they do it, but I think for a while there it was kind of interesting, but now it's getting a little much.